Welcome back to What's Going On Seville. We have the lovely Dragana, Katalina-Sun with us, co-owner of Marco and Luca on the downtown mall. And you couldn't have come at a better time, Dragana, because we are starving and this food looks divine.
And I love to feed people, so perfect.
Oh, we love you already.
Couldn't ask for better.
Well, I just, before we get started with the food, before we tuck in, I'd like to know a little bit about your background.
I'm originally from Bosnia and Herzegovina, former Yugoslavia, and I came to the United States 10 years ago with my husband, Sunda, and Marco, who was 3.5 years old.
Oh.
So we came as a refugee. And we used to live in Germany before that, about 8 years. I arrived there as a refugee from Bosnia towards end of 1992. And met my Chinese husband at my first job, a Chinese restaurant,
wow.
And we stayed together. But because of the visa regulation, we couldn't get permanent residence, so we kind of asked many different embassies in Germany if anybody will take a couple that want to start new life. Nobody but United States has a special program for the mixed marriages.
Oh, so it had to do with
Yes.
the mixed marriage.
Yes.
Wow, still.
Because we kind of have a hard time fitting back in Bosnia as a mixed couple. It was hard. They prefer after war in some areas, kind of ethnically clean.
Wow.
That was kind of sad. And I always, as a little girl, was cosmopolitan. For me, everybody was the same, no matter skin color or where they're from. I just kind of dreamt always about one big word. And it happened. Came to the United States with a Chinese husband.
It's amazing. I love that. One big world.
Where did you two meet?
We met in Germany, and it's funny, before I left my country, I was just so weird. I have a dream about him, and I end up in Germany meeting a chef in a Chinese restaurant who was supposed to be my kind of manager in a restaurant. I could not believe it.
So you had already dreamt about him.
I was just kind of already know, oh gosh, I'm in trouble. Yeah, so.
That sounds familiar, doesn't it, hon?
Yeah.
And yeah, we stayed together and get married in 1994. Couldn't stay permanently, so, and finally get accepted after 2 years waiting period in the United States.
So you said he was your manager?
Yes, he was the chef cook there, and I was just helper in the kitchen. I arrived. I didn't speak language at that time. My mom and my parents and my brother stayed in Bosnia, so I needed to kind of find a job and quickly start making money supporting them because they stayed in the war, and I left. I was the only one that left.
Was that difficult?
It was difficult, but I could not imagine staying there. And they were obligated. My mom was working in a hospital. My brother was at the age that he was obligated to go into military. So I decided I have to go. As much as emotions and heart want to stay and help, I couldn't. That was too much.
And does this story
Stress.
have a happy ending?
Story does, yes. Even though you have some trauma in your life and experience some things that are horrible, and it's hard to believe in happy endings, they do happen. So I kind of also would like to spread the message to the people that might be somewhere and they don't know what's going to happen in their lives and how they're going to turn it around. It's possible.
That's wonderful. That's very inspirational.
Yeah.
And now you get to package all of that love and hope into your yummy, yummy food.
And that was also interesting story, kind of like after we arrived in the United States, we got lots of help of many different people, and I couldn't never imagine something like that because Bosnia, where I'm from, it is kind of warm culture. In a war, they were not that warm. So in Germany, it's a little different. You're kind of on your own. And I could not believe, as soon as we arrived, how many people were there and happy that we arrived and happy to do anything they could to help and give you a job and you kind of start making your own story. And 2 years after, my husband was sick, so he just couldn't do anything. And we have a second-born, Luca, who was 6 months old, and we again didn't know what to do. And he, being a chef from profession, always wanted to be on his own, and I was scared. No, we can't do that. How are we going to do that? So we find a little window space at the downtown mall, and he kept asking, call, see if he's available. I said, kind of keep telling him, no, it's not available. I called, nobody's. But then finally he made me call in front of him and the guy at the line.
Smart man.
Yeah. Yes, it is available. So we start the little restaurant and we wonder what we're going to do. So in China, dumplings represent treat, something special in the difficult times. And then we thought, oh, that will be great. So something special. We have a difficult time, it will get better.
Nice.
And we start with dumplings, and then he developed the noodles, and things get.
Speaking of which,
speaking of dumplings,
I've got to dig into one of these dumplings.
taste.
Okay, do you mind if I get going?
I do not mind. Enjoy. Maybe a little sauce.
All right.
They're made out of pork, leek, and ginger.
Pork leek. They're fantastic. And how do you do the outside? I know that's the layman's terms.
They're first boiled. It's kind of like a ravioli. Boiled in the water, and you wait for them to come on the top surface. Then they're dried in a special drying rack and stir fried in a frying pan.
You're going to have to talk, John, because I am busy.
This is wonderful.
Enjoy. Thank you.
So I'm going to gather that you've named this restaurant after your children.
Yes, Marco is the firstborn, and then Luca is the secondborn, and we have little Nicola, who is 6.5. So 3 boys.
How do you say her name?
Nicola, he's a boy, I'm sorry.
Oh, boy.
But everybody thinks it's a girl sometimes.
Nicola.
Yeah. Nicola, yeah. The way I say it is a little confusing.
So you're going to have to get a restaurant for Nicola.
I was having little Nicola's veggies for a year.
Oh.
But it wasn't working out, so I have to stop. So we may add his name and something, but my husband is working on it. We're trying to open third, Marco and Luca, and we may add his name too. To them.
What is this that I'm eating right now?
This is a pork bun, steamed pork bun,
It's
Chinese
delicious.
baozi.
And so good.
It's a barbecue pork inside.
It's wonderful. What is this?
This is sesame noodles. It's a thin wheat pasta with the sesame paste and peanut sauce and fresh sliced cucumbers on the top.
This could be dangerous.
It's a lot of people's favorite.
I love peanuts.
This is like one of those things you shouldn't eat on a first date.
I know, or on television.
Right.
It's pretty harmless.
Oh, that is
I
wonderful.
like the taste, the combination.
Really, really wonderful. And what's this one?
It's so light.
This is a sweet, sour, spicy paste, soy sauce, and we have a topping of apple, cilantro, and onions on the top.
That's what these
It's a
are.
little cooling, the kind of summer favorite.
So is this a fusion of sorts with the apples and the cilantro with the noodles? Is that a
Yes.
fusion? Are there any other influences?
My husband is from China, northern China, and they have dishes like that in the summer, cooling dishes.
They're fantastic.
So, yeah.
I would have never put apples together with it. But
Me
I did.
neither.
Yeah,
But
really good.
Are you a chef as well?
I'm not chef. I just love to cook and I love to feed people, but I am not chef on a profession. I just kind of became obsessed with the food and feeding. That's my absolute delight when I can do that.
So he does the food and you do
He does the
rest.
food, and we always joke, and I'm kind of public relationship.
There you go.
Very
You're
good.
perfect.
He cooks and creates the dishes and works harder. So I'm the one that's more talking and.
Sure, you're very humble. I have to say, these noodles, the sesame noodles, the peanut, peanut, right?
Yes, peanut.
It's just
And tahini
so,
combined, yeah.
It's just so subtle, but it's so rich. I don't know if that makes any sense at all.
It does,
Have
it
you
does, it
tried
does,
yet?
yeah.
It's divine.
Thank you so much.
Everything is. It's really, really good. Are you gonna eat?
Thank you very much. I already ate.
Oh, good. More for us.
When I'm nervous, I eat, so I ate. And this is a little treat, kind of. I'm aware that this is not like we have so many cuisines around the world and so many beautiful dishes, but we just kind of pick something simple and something what could represent a little treat, something special.
Yeah.
How long has your restaurant been on the downtown mall?
We started December 31st, 2001 with the first one that was in a little kind of window space carry out. And we moved to bigger location in 2004. And we opened third at University Corner
Oh, that's
in
right,
February,
February,
2000.
This year, right?
Yeah,
This
February this year. And he's working on a little bigger location in 29.
They must love you at the university because your prices are great. You can't beat the prices there. And
Student comes often and they're really wonderful.
easy. I hear
I still cannot believe it. Yeah, I still think that's. I can't believe it. That's happening.
A dream come true. Well,
I mean, it's a lot of hard work and a lot of. Got to do a lot of make good decisions and thinking. I think what's important to think about, create something, but also think how can this be beneficial for others in some ways, not just for your own good. And starting something, I mean, as a refugee, as you came to this different country, it's hard to go back to school and do education, and maybe you don't have a time or your age or money involved. So a lot of us end up in the food business. So, but for me, it was always important. Okay, we're feeding, we're giving this something to the people that welcome us so warmly. And we're always thinking, we never believed it's going to grow, but it did. And now we're kind of at the point we would like to grow a little more in order to be a little more financially successful and then to give back to the community.
That's wonderful.
To the Refugee International Rescue Committee. I mean, they do a wonderful job. When I get down sometimes, then I think, okay, refugees are still coming to the United States. Life is good, and it's something to strive for. It's something to believe in, something to hope. So then I get back on track.
On that positive note, I have to say thank you so much, Dragana, for joining us today.
Yeah, I'm really glad you're here.
Your food is divine, and your story is inspirational. And I think that you're a wonderful addition to the Charlottesville community. So as much as you are grateful to them, we're grateful to you. So
thank you so much. Thanks for your interest in our story, and we're really grateful to be in Charlottesville.
How can they get in touch with you? Do you have a website?
We don't have a website. I'm really sorry.
Telephone number or
telephone number,
like that?
Yes.
And an address for the stores? Why don't you tell us that quickly?
Telephone number at the store is 295-3855, and we are located in 112 West Main at Charlottesville, downtown York Place.
Wonderful. And then at the corner?
At the corner, 107 Ellwood Avenue, near Starbucks.
I hope you enjoyed our first show of What's Going on Seaville. We had tremendous guests. We were very lucky, weren't we, John?
Very.
Very lucky.
And we still haven't eaten.
And we're about to. So stay tuned to see what happens on What's Going on Seaville next week. And don't forget, spread the good word. Good night.
Going crazy and we're tearing each other to shreds. Dear friends, I must be out, fare thee well. I must be gone, so you save yourselves. Oh, oh, oh.